from the band Hurt. How's it going?
It's going pretty well.
How's the tour been so far?
Strenuous as always, and we're doing a couple of these shows with short notice, so there's been a little bit diminished attendance, but at the same time, what do you expect? You got to be somewhere, and I'd rather be playing than not.
Right. So you guys have recently done both acoustic tours and full electric tours now. Is there a show you prefer over the other?
I think I prefer the acoustic, just because it's a little less, rah-rah, kind of, when I'm doing my job, I'm getting people enthusiastic about it, but at the same time, I really want to stay away from those really trite, give me an F, yeah, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do that kind of thing. So the acoustic stuff is more honest, and you can definitely tell that it's being played right there at that moment, which for some reason a lot of people are having a hard time telling that a lot of bands are not actually playing.
Do you have a certain song you like to play each tour, like an acoustic tour, like a favorite song you want to do?
We usually play whatever the fans really like, so
okay.
Whatever those end up being, we try out songs and then turn them into kind of part of the show. That's why we stick with the same set list a lot. That and equipment changes too, because when you're doing multi-instrumentals, you really kind of have to have your shit together. Because if I grab an acoustic violin and Michael's got an electric guitar, you can't play Dance Reset.
Right.
I mean, and likewise 5-string bass, 4-string bass, and things like that. So that's kind of why we operate in that way.
Okay. You guys recently did a show back in January in New York City, the Rock for Recovery.
I believe that was just me.
Okay, that was just you.
Yes. We do a lot of charity events. I'm still naive enough to think that you can change the world in a good way. So,
I mean, there's no harm in trying, right?
Well, now we're doing the entire Rock for Recovery tour.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. How did you get involved with that? Did that kind of stem off of the...
That was with Kayla from SiriusXM Radio, and also a lady whom not a lot of people know, but they know her program, Hard Drive, Roxy Mizell. They're good friends of mine, and we all sat and talked about trying to do something good and whatever we could do to do that. And this is the fruits of their labor, and will soon be the fruits of mine.
Okay. So switching topics a little bit, lyrically, where does your inspiration come from?
Oh my, I think I just throw darts at a dictionary.
Just randomly?
It's a lot of personal experience and a lot of things that you just can't seem to get off your mind, and you just kind of have to write down. And again, hoping that you can do some good with the whole "don't do as I did." Maybe you can just hear about it, learn about it, and stay away from that situation.
Right. So in your album art, in your album sleeves, you guys like to put a lot of surprises, like hidden surprises for your fans. In the Crux, there was one that led you to a website. I know Michael would post like tour diaries from last year, and you guys would post like first versions of a couple songs. There's one song that was posted up there that I thought was kind of amusing, Rock and Roll.
I like that.
Can you tell me a little bit about why you wrote that song?
It just has to do a lot with our average day. It's you're not coming to a Nickelback show, you come to a Hurt show, and it's not a lot of the rah-rah thing. It's the music that you love is at your local venue, and it's kind of a thank you to the fans. It's kind of an F you to a couple of bands that I've toured with because of their attitudes, and it's just telling it like it is, and that's the way it really is. And I thought it was amusing.
No, like Flowers, like those two songs, they're good. They're good ones.
We're not without our sense of humor.
That's definitely good to have. So I want to take a second and talk to you about Michael and your side project, Arco's Angels.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? I know you guys just released an album officially.
Yeah, we're surprised that it's actually doing quite well. It's a true side project. Obviously, Michael and I are here, for Hurt. But this was Michael's baby, and I was just trying to help with it. I got a lot of freedom as far as, I got to write short stories and fairly mythical tales. And it's kind of liberating, actually, because these songs are not necessarily about me. And the topics are very diverse. So anything from, corrupting a stripper into prostitution, to the torturous tale of a molested young man who later becomes a prison guard just to give somebody their own comeuppance.
Yeah.
So
I was listening to it. It really packs a punch. It's a good album.
Thank you. We did a lot of work on it, and we're very proud of it. And thankfully, people picked it up because it was self-funded. It was real gamble, you know. And we got manufactured, and obviously we don't have a lot of cash, so it's like, hope people buy it.
Would you ever consider playing those songs live at a Hurt show?
We had talked about it. The way that this particular tour ran, because it was kind of a last-minute change into this, we didn't really have time to work on that songs. Obviously, Michael knows the songs, and I know the songs, but not all the members of Hurt know the songs. So you don't really want to just try something like that out the first time. They're not simple little tunes.
Right. So is it something you could possibly see doing?
It's something that it's fairly likely.
Okay.
Maybe one or two songs in the future. Oh, it depends if you guys ask for it and you like it enough.
I'll ask for it.
We play what you like.
Okay. So anyone who's seen your live show can see how well you guys complement each other on stage. Michael and Victor, they're kind of newer to the band. Not really new, but they've been there for less amount of time than I guess the other members. Other than the obvious, what have they brought to the band?
They're fantastic players. I mean, you know, we've all got our kinks and our quirks, and you know, I don't talk about people in personal respect. Obviously, I think the world of them, or they wouldn't be living with me and me living with them. You know, they're just fantastic writers and players and people. That's about all you can say about somebody.
So when we found out that we could possibly do an interview with you guys, we went out to your fans to see if they had any questions for you. We got one from a Clan Vander Merwe. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. He asks, among a lot of Hurt fans, there's a cult love for an unreleased song that's been recorded called Incomplete. It's a live version of it. He asked, will you guys ever decide to make a full studio recording of it?
It's fairly likely. You know, it almost happened last time. We kind of wanted to go. We tossed around with the Volume 3 idea. There are a great many songs that had been done before that just weren't released. And we thought about doing something like that. So if we do a Volume 3, it's going to be fairly promising that would be on it.
Okay. So just to wrap up, what's in the future for her? I know at one point there was talk about a possible acoustic live DVD. Is that still something?
That was with Carved Records, and Carved Records is not doing so well. So that they're with that idea. But that's not to mean that we don't want to do it. We're still working towards it. The problem is the state of the music industry. Probably mainly having to do with illegal downloading, is just abysmal. Record companies can't stay open because they sell records, and if people don't buy what is sold, then no business can work that way.
Okay. So touring in the future?
Oh yeah, lots of it. There's no other way to even stay alive.
All right. Well, looking forward to it. Thanks.
Nice to meet you, Lucy.
Nice to meet you too.